2 games. Lewis probably doesn't win you a single game in Cleveland. Amendola doesn't win you a single game.
No.
Gostkowski won't win you a game in Cleveland. I mean, like, literally, this
just shows
this is Tom Brady.
Is the
this
GOAT.
is Tom Brady.
He's the GOAT.
All right. I got to get some more water, take a pause right quick, but then we're going to break down this motherfucking shit for this week, all right? All right, we're back. I got some water. I think I'm doing okay. I was parched. I'm sorry, everybody. I've been smoking too much lately. Legally. Anyway, all right. So we're moved on to the NFL Conference Championship games. We're going to go AFC first here. We kind of already talked about it a little bit. I think we have a fucking awesome matchup. Las Vegas doesn't necessarily agree. We're gonna talk about it though. Here we have the Jacksonville Jaguars going to Boston to play the New England Patriots. Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, the GOAT, as we've been talking about, statistically, metaphorically, pretty much every way you can think about it. Tom Brady. We were just gushing over him, weren't we?
TB12.
TB12, dude. I followed the TB12 diet and Alex Guerrero and all that shit. And I don't know. I was a little bit upset with Belichick when he knocked my boy down a peg. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. That guy is clearly the key. It's the diet.
It is the
diet.
diet.
It has nothing to do with Tom Brady and his mentality. It's all Alex Guerrero.
Well, the diet allows him to become that, have that mentality. He takes a lot of fish oils and stuff like that to keep his brain sharp and things like that. So,
that's true.
He's doing really well, though. Anyway, he's taking on Jacksonville this week in New England. As we talked about before, the easiest fucking route to a Super Bowl of all time. Is it the easiest route? What do you think? They're favored by 8 right now.
Statistically, that's the way it looks. You know, Jacksonville won their division at 10-6. They're a great team, even though historically last 10 years they sure haven't shown that.
Yeah.
All of a sudden they come out and they've got probably the best defense in the league.
Yeah. Statistically, they are the number one.
Yeah. Yeah, they have the number one rushing offense in the league.
Yeah. Fournette, the rookie.
I think that it's a much tougher game than Vegas wants to talk about.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's just mainly betting against the Patriots in the playoffs is a fucking rough proposition. It's not something anybody's really trying to do.
For sure. It's something I'm going to start taking up as a hobby.
It has betting against New England. It's not a bad idea. Like we were saying earlier today, they're 2-6. This is in conference championship game, so it's a kind of limited fucking spread here. But 2-6 against the spread, they don't do well in conference championship games. 8 points is a pretty fucking big spread. I agree. That's more than a touchdown. Goddamn, what else was I going to say? I actually saw an NFL Live, I think, today. If Jacksonville goes to the Super Bowl, they're going to be the only team ever to go to the Super Bowl a year after winning 3 games. They were 3-13 last season.
Jesus.
And
that's exactly what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like just last year, they were 3-13,
Yeah.
and now all of a sudden we're looking at them as
third worst team in the league.
So that's got to be a pretty big indicator for why Vegas is taking the Patriots with such heavy odds.
I agree, and nobody believes in Blake Bortles.
Right.
Neither of us are on the Blake Bortles train either, so it's not like we have much to say as far as that's. We don't mind him, but
man, and
he's probably like the 28th or 29th best starting quarterback in the league.
Leonard Fournette might be the answer here.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just reading something today. Yeah, that Doug Marrone, his first name is Doug, the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. That he's the one that brought Marcel Darius in to shore up their run defense, which they're 21st in rush yards allowed. They give up 116 yards a game on the ground. I don't know that the Patriots will be putting up 116 on the ground against them, but even still, that's probably the way that they should attack them.
New England?
Yeah. I mean, great. They've got Tom Brady. So they've got it, I'm sure, yeah. But if they set up a running game, I mean, that's probably going to be the best way to attack this Jacksonville defense because they got 55 sacks on the year, man.
Yeah.
They get after the fucking quarterback.
Yeah, I think they're number 2.
If you watch a Jacksonville game, it is pretty much constant pressure on the quarterback. Unless he's getting the ball out really quickly, that offensive line seems to collapse just like right after the snap.
Yeah, I agree, man. And you know what else is crazy too? So Tom Coughlin is the fucking general manager or whatever of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah. The 2 times New England lost in the Super Bowl was to the New England Patriots when the New York Giants when Tom Coughlin was the coach.
He's the key,
and he
man.
said, and what they did is they had a strong front four, and they rushed the passer with the front four mainly, and then sometimes they'd bring a fifth guy. But they didn't run a lot of so they had a lot of.
And that's exactly what Jacksonville does. I don't think they blitz very often.
That's exactly right. They run usually their front four and sometimes bring a linebacker off the side.
And they have a murderer's row of defensive linemen.
And they do, and defensive backs. And that's why they're able to do that better even than the Giants were able to do that.
Yeah.
I love the Jaguars' chances.
No, I was looking at their defense last week.
They play cold weather football.
Exactly.
They don't.
Defense
they don't pass. They can't even pass the ball in hot weather. They can't pass the ball in a dome. It don't fucking matter.
Yeah. Defense travels.
Oh yeah, yes it does. Sacking the quarterback again. Tom Brady, TB12, all that shit. He's 40 years old.
No, exactly.
I love
That's how
him.
you
He's the
beat
goat.
Tom. You
But
get him off the spot.
That's exactly right. Even when any time that he had really lost, like we were kind of saying, he owned Peyton Manning in the playoffs. But sometimes he lost to Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? Pittsburgh, who's a much better defensive team than Indianapolis was. He would almost always win shootouts with people.
Yes.
But if you can play a defensive game, and if you remember those two Super Bowls against the Giants, they were one of them was like 21-17 or 17-4. Like they were low scoring games. Yeah,
yes, they were.
Yeah, and it came down to big plays on offense at the end of each game, but they were mainly defensive battles the entire game. Jacksonville has that same recipe to go ahead and go up there and do that.
Yeah, and even though you've got Tom Brady on that side of the ball, I still think, man, you run the ball, you set that game up a little bit against a defense like Jacksonville. If you don't have some type of a running threat, they're just going to be able to pin their ears back, get after the quarterback, and that's where I'm at. Where I don't know why Vegas is selling the Jaguars short. This is probably going to be This will probably be one of their harder games of the season going up against the Jaguars.
I agree. No, and Belichick and everybody is saying that much. I mean, nobody in the Patriots camp is saying anything other than that. They're saying they believe in Bortles. I think he has a strong arm. He can make tons of throws, and he's mobile on his feet. They said they're preparing for him.
And how have we not brought up the Tom Brady injury? Oh. Tom Brady has an injury to his hand.
Tom Brady has an injury to his hand. He didn't practice today.
He did not practice today?
No.
See, I didn't see that.
Well, I guess he didn't.
I knew he got injured on Wednesday.
Yeah, he didn't practice yesterday.
I saw him on a conference call today wearing some red gloves. Yeah. I think they're for health, recovery.
TB12.
They're the TB12 brand gloves.
I know. I can get those to you guys for $35 each if you just email me. I'll get those to you in like 2 weeks. But I agree. Tom Brady does have a hand injury allegedly. It doesn't matter.
The word out of Foxborough is, we'll see if he plays. Mm-hmm. That's all Brady or Belichick.
Yeah, we will. We will see, won't we?
That's a quote from Tom Brady. We'll see.
I don't think he's going to play. What do you think?
I don't think there's a chance he doesn't play. Unless his hand is completely fucking broken.
Unless it's cut off. Yeah, oh, where's his right hand?
That's why he's got that red glove.
Yeah,
it's a fake hand.
Yeah, it's a bionic. He's trying to get figured out. Tom Brady. TB12, that's the diet, man. He's 40 years old.
2 days to get that shit figured out.
Yeah, he goes with his weird like medical procedures in Europe and shit like that. Mm-hmm. He's getting bionic fucking pieces and shit, pacemakers and
cryotherapy and shit.
Cryotherapy and chips in his head and things like that, dude. Eating fucking vegetables and things like I don't eat vegetables, bro. I mainly like hot sauce and meat.
Huh. You said you were eating some hot dogs, a couple wieners. Before I got here.
Yeah, man, I ate a couple wieners.
That's the word I heard.
Yeah, I did. They were good. Hot sauce. I had some hot sauce, some mustard, a little bit of relish. It was delicious.
Hot dog and wiener.
Yeah, man. All right, so Vegas says what? -8 for New England at home. It's the early game, so let's not, we're talking about 1 p.m., I guess, on the fucking East Coast. What's your prediction? How do you think the game's going to go? Give us a score.
Well, you see, I already dropped a bet of $5.
You put 5.
I put $5 on the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's where my heart is. Mm-hmm. My heart is in Jacksonville this week.
Good.
I think it's going to be Jags, man. I think that the final score is going to be 27-20, Jacksonville.
Yeah, that's a good score.
In New England.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna keep this private. I fucking put $5 on this game too.
You did?
Yeah, I did. I put $5 in. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to afford my lifestyle if I lose, but I put 5 on the Patriots. Tom Brady, the GOAT, the Rocky Mountain Animal.
At home.
At home. That's where my heart is. Is that where my heart is? My heart with my $5, or is my heart with what I'm gonna say? I don't know. I'm gonna take Jacksonville too. 20-17 on the road. Jacksonville wins with a funny ass Blake Bortles scramble into the end zone. 20-17 to end the game. I think we're seeing. And honestly, I think it's a low scoring game. A few turnovers, not a ton from either team. I just think it's going to be some stiff defenses on both sides. Not going to be nearly as easy. They're going to try to take away Tom Brady. Patriots are going to try to take away Leonard Fournette. So it's either going to be Deion Lewis that's going to have to beat them, doing Deion Lewis things against the best defense, or it's going to be Blake Bortles doing Blake Bortles things against the sixth best defense. Either way, I think Jacksonville, the defense, sacks the quarterback enough times, disrupts Tom Brady enough times to come around here. And Bortles with his legs. I think we see a classic drive for a young Blake Bortles with his legs to win the goddamn game at the end. I'm taking Jacksonville. And I lose $5, so my heart's with my 5. But my head tells me to take Jacksonville 20-17.
All right, man.
All right.
That's that game.
Yeah, that's that game. All right, we got one more motherfucking game to talk about here before I got to go to work. Slave. I'm a slave for the dollar.
Working that 9 to 5.
Oh, dude. I'm actually working that photo like 11. All right. This is the game we kind of talked about earlier, too. We do it over and over in our experience here. Philadelphia Eagles, the number 1 team at home, taking on the Minnesota Vikings, number 2 team at home. I guess kind of not really that many, or really any surprises here as far as that's concerned, right? What are you thinking?
No, man. I mean, it's the 1 versus 2.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is the way that Vegas predicted it.
I think so.
Yeah.
Even with the Foles plan, but I think you're right.
Yeah, no, and that's probably got to be the big story. Is we got 2 quarterbacks that you would not expect to be in this game. We got Case Keenum going up against Nick Foles.
Yeah.
I don't think if you said that to anyone week 1 that they would they'd laugh you out of the building.
I agree.
I think if you told anyone that Sam Bradford went down, that we'd at least be seeing like Teddy Bridgewater at this point. As far as I know, Sam Bradford is healthy and ready to play.
He is.
I think he's the number 2 right now.
I think he is too. You know what's funny about 3 of the 4 guys you just mentioned? 3 of the 4 guys played for the St. Louis Rams 2 seasons ago. Did you know that? Sam Bradford, Nick Foles, and Case Keenum all played for the St. Louis Rams the year before they
all in
moved
the
to LA.
same season.
All in the same season. Straight up.
And that was a shitty season for the Rams.
It was terrible.
But we have 3 quarterbacks that are in the conference championship.
With different teams now. I agree. You know what else is funny? I'm looking at the stats right here on NFL.com. So obviously Carson Wentz, what he does, a lot of it's rushing and leadership and all that fucking shit. But look at this, just statistically right here. Passing yards, Wentz had 30, and he got injured, So, I mean, this is
5 or so weeks short of the full season.
Yeah, but he passed for 300 yards less than Case Keenum. He threw for 11 more touchdowns, but the same amount of picks, and like 80 less completions.
I think that Keenum is a couple games short of full season too, though,
because
Bradford had at least the first 3 weeks.
Yeah, they started a couple. Bradford, and then Bradford played 3 weeks.
And then Keenum took over after that.
So I mean, they basically had the same season, other than 11 more touchdowns for Carson Wentz, and obviously I bet he had 500 or 600 more rushing yards.
Easy.
Yeah, but he had less passing yards and a worse completion percentage than Case. Case Keenum's not bad.
He's very accurate.
Yeah, he is very accurate.
You probably couldn't have said that a couple of years ago about him, but
I thought he was okay back in the day when he played for Houston, man. I liked him before he played for the Rams in 2014. I thought he was all right, but he's been on these fucking teams that are just dysfunctional, man. You know what I mean?
He's a journeyman at this point.
Yeah, he is. He is. He's up for a contract. Yeah, he's up for a contract, and we're going to see. And so all 3 of them, Case Keenum, Sam Bradford, and Bridgewater, are all up for a contract at the end of the year.
Oh, that's right.
So they have to make a decision on what they want to do going forward.
They have to keep 2 of them at least. Like, let one go? I mean, I don't know what you do right there. Because you got 3 quality quarterbacks. You can't pay all 3.
No, I agree. I think you can make an argument that they only keep 1, and then they draft a quarterback in the third round. But I mean, there are options. I mean,